Welcome to The Bottom Line. I'm Jan Helfeld, and our guest is Ambassador John Bolton. Ambassador Bolton is a famous neocon and hawk. You can see him on television regularly, where he is pushing for a preemptive attack on Iran in order to prevent them from acquiring nuclear weapons. We're going to analyze this 7.5-minute interview bit by bit, part by part. But if you want to see the interview uninterrupted, you can see it on YouTube/Jan Helfeld. Before this, I'm going to give you a little overview of the interview. The main question in this interview is whether Ambassador John Bolton has a principle that he can use to decide when to go to war and when not to. That's what I want you to focus on. That's the whole point. If there's no principle, you cannot reason effectively, so it's all arbitrary and you can't know when they're going to attack someone and when they're not. So this is what we need to focus on in this interview. Does he have a principle or not? Now, first he says he has a principle, and he starts to tell us all about it. But when we start to apply his so-called principle, it turns out there is no principle. So, for example, he uses the justification to go to war with Iraq as follows. He says they had weapons of mass destruction, they attacked their own people, and they attacked other countries. So you think maybe that's his principle. But guess what? That's not his principle, because when it comes to North Korea, they have weapons of mass destruction, they have attacked their own people, they have attacked other countries, and he doesn't want to apply the principle to them. He doesn't want to attack North Korea. Another example, he says that it was justified to attack Afghanistan because they were harboring terrorists that had attacked us. So you would think maybe that's his principle. But guess what? That's not his principle either, because he doesn't want to attack Pakistan even though they have harbored terrorists that have attacked us. So that's not his principle. Ultimately, it's clear that he has no principle, and he even admits it. He says that his decision to go to war cannot be reduced. It is not reducible to a formula, which means it's not reducible to a principle, which means he has no principle. Roll the interview.